Good morning, folks. Welcome to Prairie Girl and Cowboy Homestead. We're new to the channels, still figuring this all out, but we do have a Facebook page called Prairie Girl Farm, and you might want to pop over there and take a look at all of our pictures and a few more littler videos and kind of get a feel of what our homestead is all about. It's the middle of November. It's a Monday morning, and it's 50 some degrees, and it's going to get 59, almost 60 today. Wind is going to pick up some more again, I can tell. We do have a weather change coming, possibly some wet snow a little bit and cooler temps again, and so that's going to kind of mess up the Amish coming tomorrow. I'm hoping not, but I hope it I hope it works out for them, that they can get a good start on the shop. They'll be starting on Cowboy Shop tomorrow, and hopefully that will get up and closed before winter really sets in. So I'm about to head to the house. I've done my chores, fed the chickens, the goats. I'm about to head back in and do a little bit of house prep, catch up from being outside for the last couple weeks a lot. Things have gotten behind a little, so it'll be time to go ahead and start catching up on that. I've got some beds to get washed and made again. Have those ready for the season. I'm about to drag out my big box of recipes and find my favorite salad recipes for Thanksgiving. I will also be starting a list to make one more trip to the grocery store before Thanksgiving. But I'm kind of waiting for the turkeys to come on sale, the hams, and then I will go ahead and make one more trip into town, get all the groceries, and start planning Thanksgiving Day on the homestead. I hope you have a great week. Take care, be safe, but follow me along. I may do some more clips throughout the day to add with this one to make this a longer video and just let you see what goes on the homestead this time of year. Take care, folks, and God bless, and thanks for joining us. Hello, folks. I'm back in my farmhouse kitchen. I don't know if any of you saw my video earlier on. It was probably a couple months ago. I fermented some honey, garlic. I chopped up or chunked up the garlic fairly, bite size, pill size, and I poured over raw honey, and I've let that sit, and I bet I've been taking one out of here probably for the last 2 weeks every day. It's just garlic, raw honey, and then you let it sit, and I guess you would call it a ferment almost. It helps to build your immune system, boost your immune system. It's just one thing that you can do at home to help ward off a lot of the winter sicknesses and bugs that go around. I'm not one for a flu shot. I would rather do it an all natural way. And I think this stuff is going to be great. This is the first year I've done this, but I'm definitely going to be doing it every year. Garlic's good for you. Raw honey's good for you. If you get sick with a cough or cold, I would think this honey, if you just took the honey out itself after it's fermented in there and added it to a hot tea with maybe a little vinegar, I bet that would really help your cold. But all you do is just, take a little bite, and it's, it's not great, but it's not bad. It's just, and I take a little bit of honey with mine like this, and it helps build your immune system. Some people are going to, ooh, yep, but it's good for you. And that's what's the important part. It's all natural. It's good for you. Definitely want to do that to keep your immune system going and built up and keep those bugs away from the winter, the sicknesses and the flus, because especially if you've got kids around and they're going to school, y'all should be taking this every day. That would help you out a lot. Another thing that's really great, and I was just out in the root cellar checking on Cowboy. He's building shelves out there. I have jars out there that I fermented of watermelon rinds, and I did a jar of cauliflower, broccoli, garlic, and so those just sit on the shelf in the cold root cellar. Go out and eat one or two of those a day, and that's your probiotic, your natural good probiotic for your gut. I had a couple of them. Cowboy ate one, and on the watermelon rinds, I did add the dill and some garlic when I fermented it. And that is another thing that I'm definitely going to be doing every year. It's great tasting. It tastes like a dill pickle, but it's all live and it's good stuff for your gut. So do what you can at home. I'm not one for a flu shot. I just never have been, never have taken one. So things like this in your natural probiotic, there's so many at-home remedies and natural ways that get it going. Do some studying, do some research on it, and take care of yourself at home. Do as much as possible. It's the winter months, and the germs are going to be running rampant, and we're all going to need this stuff. So get it going, get it fermenting so it's ready. I will let you go again, and I'll be back on here with something else later. Hello, folks. Yes, I'm back on again. I'm trying to add to my little video for you, and I just thought we'd have a little chat about recipes for Thanksgiving. I don't know what your recipe collection looks like after years of collecting, writing down, saving recipes, tearing out magazine recipes, and gonna try this, try that. I don't know if you can see this, but this is just a cardboard box. And it's full. It's full of recipes that I should go through and really organize. I at one point did put dividers, at least, of a cardboard, and I'll show you one. Here's one here. And I just took an old recipe card and put muffins on it so I could tuck it in here. And so I can at least sort out my muffin recipes put behind there. I've got this one would be for bars and cakes. And that's my divider. It's nothing fancy. I've been doing this for years. I kind of have an idea where everything is. And if I'm careful and put that recipe back in that little folder, little file, I can usually come up with it, pretty easily. Sometimes not quite so easy, but anyway, I just drug it out. I'm going to start going through, find some of my recipes that I do. Like my stuffing for my turkey is all just throw together. There's no recipe. I dry my breadcrumbs. I use the poultry seasoning. I use, chicken broth, some real butter. I cut up onions, celery. And so mine's just a plain basic turkey stuffing. And so that's, just the way I do that. I'll make my homemade pies, apple and pumpkin usually. I'll do my crust and then make my pumpkin and my apple. Then I'll probably do some sweet potatoes. And my mom taught me, and that's how I ate them all my life, and I like them that way, are with butter, brown sugar, a little bit of cinnamon, and on the top, after they've heated through, to just toast a few marshmallows on top. And I do like that. So, but I did see something on TV the other day of a sweet potato recipe that just looked really good. It didn't have the marshmallows. It had some eggs and milk and butter mixed in with the sweet potatoes mashed, and then a layer on top of, I want to say, like breadcrumbs and a little butter, and a few walnuts or pecans. I can't remember. I think it was pecans just chopped up. And I know I would really like it that way too. So I might experiment. I might do 2 different ways this time. And of course we do the green bean casserole. Always got to do that. That's a favorite. Um, and I'll just do a plain like buttercup or butternut squash. Just kind of a plainer one. So if people don't like the sweet taste to it, they can just put a little butter, salt, and pepper. Um, a lot of times I will just make my homemade bread for buns. Several years when my kids were little, I did what I called a monkey bread. And it's just a little recipe that you make your bread dough, you roll it out, probably a half inch or quarter inch, a half inch, probably a half inch. The dough, I just take my pizza cutter, I will cut out, little squares. You take each square, dip it in some melted butter, put it in your bundt pan, and layer that around. Take each piece of dough and then layer it around in your bundt pan. And when that's baked, you just dump it out, and come Thanksgiving Day, you can just pull that piece of rich buttery bread off of that bundt pan. And I'm hoping to find that recipe. I like a couple of Jello salads at Thanksgiving. One is a cranberry walnut Jello. The other one is your normal orange tapioca, mandarin orange pudding type Jello salad. Another favorite is just the peas with cheese and onion in with this little dressing on. So I'm just not, I've got to go through and decide which ones I want to do this year, um, and the size, and get my list going, get my ingredients all wrote down so that when I go to the store for my last shopping um, before Thanksgiving, when I go to pick up the turkeys and the hams, I can just go ahead and finish getting everything down to, oh gosh, I think right now all I've got really to get is the meat and possibly some more bread to dry. I could use homemade, but I can't keep up with that much homemade bread. So I'll probably buy some loaves and go ahead and start drying that so that's ready for my stuffing. But other than that, I think I might get some fresh cranberries. I think I'm pretty well stocked for the supplies. I just need time to work at things. I do like to make a big pan of fantasy fudge at Christmas or Thanksgiving time. In between Thanksgiving and Christmas, I usually do, probably around 4 batches of fudge, maybe more. Just depends between now and Christmas. And there's certain recipes there that I'll be dragging out as well on the sweets, the treats. Another thing that I want to do, and I'm hoping to get to that this week, is just a regular ginger snap cookie right now, maybe, or a gingerbread man recipe. Because I do want to make the ornaments, the gingerbread ornament man, for my little primitive tree that's going to be by my old cupboard here when it gets changed out from the fall to Christmas, which won't be that long. But I will have a little primitive tree here in my crock, and I have oranges dried and apples dried, and I'll have some cinnamon sticks, and I want to make the little gingerbread men to hang up on my tree with some clear lights. So I know when I go to make those, Cowboy's going to think I'm making cookies. So I need to have cookies made first, because I remember one year, I was making just the ornaments, and this ornament recipe only had like a cup of cinnamon and applesauce. I don't even remember it, but it was not edible. And he came in, and just as I had my back to the cupboard where they were drying, I turned and was going to say, don't eat those are, and it was too late. Cowboy took a bite of that cinnamon cookie, all that cinnamon. And so I've decided since then I will go ahead and bake some cookies first, and then after that I can make my ornament cookies, because I don't want to do that again to him. That's pretty nasty, and I didn't mean to do it. It just happened that way. So anyway, the things that come back to memory after all those years, it's kind of funny at times. It is and it isn't, but it was one of those times that I didn't speak quick enough. And so, it wasn't a good bite for Cowboy to take. So anyway, I'm going to keep going on my day today. I've got lots to get done before Amish hopefully come tomorrow to start building the shop. and I want to have a meal prepared for them. I actually, at noon, Cowboy grilled us a burger. It's 60 degrees out, can you imagine? And I had cabbage from the root cellar I brought in. I whipped up a real quick coleslaw to go with our hamburger, and it's so nice to go out to that root cellar and find our fresh produce that came from our garden that we worked hard this summer to get. So very enjoyable. And so I actually made a bigger bowl so that I have that ready for tomorrow. They possibly will get a grilled burger as well as coleslaw and maybe some baked beans. So I've got things to get going. I'm going to bake, I don't know, cake, cookie, bar. I don't know yet. I have to decide that. It's my time to sit and go through my recipes. But the busy season is here again. It's almost Thanksgiving. We're not that far off. And I hope you all take time to enjoy the holiday before it's even here. There's so much preparation to be had, and it gets stressful and it gets overwhelming, but try to really concentrate on making it a very special, low-key, and relaxing time. So anyway, folks, I'm going to keep going here. You take care. God bless. And I'm sure I will be back on here soon. Before I shut you off, here's one batch of my bread that I have dried so far for my stuffing. I dry it out really good in the oven so it's really crunchy. I don't put anything on it at this point, but I dry my bread. The older, day old or older bread I will take and start drying. And so I really need to do a bunch more of this because this is not near enough. So just another little tip. And here are some of the apples that I had dried to put on my tree. And I've got the oranges in a jar already, but I will have to poke a little hole through these, I guess, to make a little ornament. I've got an ice pick that I can do that, and I'll hang these little dried apples on my tree. So anyway, folks, take care, and we will talk very soon. Well, folks, I want to thank you for joining me today with my little clips from the day, from starting out this morning till now. It's time to put my videos together, and I just wanted to say thanks for joining me. Thanks for popping in. If you wouldn't mind to click the subscribe button, share it with your friends, and click the little notification bell button. And when I make more little videos like this, which are just raw footage in my farmhouse, out in my barnyard, helping Cowboy, doing whatever we do here on our homestead, you'll get a notification and you'll be able to follow us along. Another thing, you can go to our Facebook page, and that's actually called Prairie Girl Farm. And there's lots going on there, a little of the same here, but there's a lot more pictures going on. So join us. I hope you're getting ready for the holidays. Take care. But I hope you enjoyed our day together at the homestead. Bye-bye from Prairie Girl and Cowboy Homestead.